The heat wave continues in the Midwest. Busch Stadium is the site. Final game of the series between the Pirates and the Cardinals. The Redbirds hoping to avoid a sweep here this afternoon. Rick Horton with Al Raboski. The Cardinals hoping to get back on track today, but some good news for you. The Cardinals have some all-stars.
They really do. The fans have voted in Rafael Facal and Carlos Beltran to the starting lineup. The players themselves have voted in Yadier Molina and also Lance Lynn. So congratulations to the 4 Cardinal All-Stars.
Congratulations to those 4 players. A regular segment on our Cardinal baseball telecast is our Up for Grabs segment. That's next. Welcome back to Cardinals baseball. Through the first 3 months of the season, we've seen many exciting plays on the field. But we've seen some great plays off the field as well. Here's the latest edition of Up for Grabs.
Whoa. Watch out, at home.
Let's go to press row. Nice grab.
Grandpa, he just took that shirt off without even thinking about it. Did you see the size of that guy? I hope he doesn't eat the baseball. He must work out.
It's got some serious carry to it, and it is out of here.
Yes, yes, yes.
How does that one look, Nolan?
Y'all might want to call that. God bless you, buddy.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Now listen, honey, we don't take baseballs from Pirate fans.
Fan brought his glove and then just flat out dropped it.
What did I do? Is everybody looking at me?
This thing has got some steam. Hang in there, George. Old player right there.
Oh, no. Keep it. That's a fair ball, by the way.
I'm taking my glove tonight. I make a play.
Yeah.
There are 2 guarantees during a St. Louis summer, the red-hot sun and the Redbirds. Fans at Busch trying to beat the Heat. The Cardinals, meanwhile, trying to figure out how to beat the Pirates. Maybe Jake Westbrook has the answers. We'll find out. Cardinals baseball is next on Fox Sports Midwest. Cardinals baseball and Yadier Molina Bat Day are brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. By your Mid-America Chevy dealers, the #1 selling brand in St. Louis. Find us at stlchevy.com. By Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers, #1 for quality tires and expert auto service. And by Steak and Shake, just no equal. Wonderful giveaway here this afternoon. Final game of a 3-game series with the Pirates, and the Cardinals hoping to cool them off a bit. They are winners of 4 straight and 7 of their last 10. Here's the Southwest Pirates batting order. Alex Presley, Jose Tabata, Garrett Jones in the first, followed by Walker, Alvarez, who's red hot, Sutton, Barmes, McHenry, and the pitcher Eric Bedard. Jake Westbrook gets his sign from Yadier Molina, and we are underway. Strike 1 at the knees.
Jake looking to defeat the Pirates for the first time. He's got a .500 record, pitching much better of late, and still leads the National League in ground balls to fly ball ratio. 2.5 ground balls per fly ball. 72% of the time he throws a ground ball up there.
Nice stat when you're facing a team who's homered in 8 straight.
That's right. They are hitting best home run hitting team on the road in the National League.
Backhand by Freese. He throws out to Speedy Presley. And we're underway. Westbrook will get some help behind him from Holiday, Robinson, and Craig in the outfield. David Freese, you just saw him. He's at third. Carpenter at first, and up the middle for Colin Tyler Green. Yadier Molina back behind the plate for Westbrook, our Dobbs Cardinals defense.
You know, Rick, we were trying to figure out how Buster Posey could have outpolled Yadier Molina. Very simply, Posey was the National League leading vote getter.
Not 100% sure why. Having a good year for sure. Jose Tabata singles to right. But Molina is an all-star, in case you've missed that. Missed our pregame show. Yadier Molina was voted in by the players.
There's a ground ball. It just finds a hole in the right side. And Tabata continues to hit Cardinal pitching very well as Jake Westbrook.
Andrew McCutchen not in the lineup today. He hurt his wrist diving for a ball in center field here yesterday. So Garrett Jones moves up to the third spot. He homered on Friday. Game time temperatures right at 98.
Well, there's no doubt it's warm, but best thing the players can do is not think about it. Just go out there and play your game and let the visiting team dwell on how hot it is.
Glenn Hurdle, his 10th year as a major league manager. Had an interview with Mike Shannon in our pregame show that was outstanding. Clint also a part of the ceremonies after the game here yesterday. Both he and Mike Matheny spoke to a crowd of about 3,000 that stayed after the game for Christian Day, and Clint did a nice job. His 10th year as a manager in the big leagues. Telling Mike Shannon that he just doesn't think his team's going to fold this year. That's something that's happened with the Pirates the last couple of years. They get off to a decent start. His club just a game behind Cincinnati in the Central, 7 games over 500. He just doesn't think his team's going to fold.
Well, no doubt they learned an awful lot about the horrible experience. Remember late in the season they were in first place at one time before totally collapsing, and they feel they get a little more depth this year. Starting pitching has been very good all season long. Their bullpen is exceptional. And now, or at least last month, they really heated it up with the bats. Scored the most runs in the National League in the month of June.
Westbrook hoping for one of those ground balls you were talking about right here. Tabata the runner at first, swing and a miss. That'll do. Jones strikes out. Pirates the last 4 years have faded in each of those years. That's kind of a streak that I know they're not happy about. Of course, the Pirates have had losing records for a number of years, but the worst 4 finishes have been in the last 4 years in their long losing streak.
19 years, the longest winning or losing streak in North American sports history. And that is, last time they won was in '92. Had some of the biggest names in baseball back then, but since then a bunch of no names. Talented young players, and they're all trying to come together and change the course of history in Pittsburgh.
Neil Walker is 8 for his last 17, and he's kind of felt that entire streak in some ways as a native of Pittsburgh and a fan growing up, now getting a chance to play for his hometown team. He certainly wants to be a part of the solution. There goes Tabata. Here's the throw from Molina, and plenty of time. Yadier Molina showing one of the many reasons he's headed to the All-Star game. Our Southwest Airlines Cardinals batting order. Rafael Furcal back in the leadoff spot. He's 0 for his last 10. Carpenter, Holiday, Craig to follow. David Freese hits in the 5th spot. He plays 3rd. Yadier Molina, Shane Robinson in center. Tyler Green, the second baseman. And Jake Westbrook will pitch and bat 9th against the lefty. 60 and 58 in his career, Eric Bedard.
2 strikeouts away from 1,000 in his career. Earlier this year here at Busch Stadium, he struck out 11 Cardinals in 5 innings. A very, very slow, deliberate worker. And I would think on a day like this, where nearing triple digits in temperature, got to drive his teammates crazy at his slow pace. And he's really struggled of late. 0-4 in his last 4 road starts.
And Rafael Furcal, the first to face him. Bedard does not throw overly hard. Fastball, changeup, breaking ball. Fly ball to right. This could be trouble, and it is. It's going to drop. Base hit for Call.
Breaks an 0 for 10. Maybe a little flare like that will get you started.
Pirates have improved defensively as this season has gone on. Sutton, Presley, and Tabata in the outfield. Pedro Alvarez has 13 errors. He's the third baseman. Barmas and Walker much better up the middle. Jones the first baseman. Michael McHenry is the catcher, and Eric Bedard pitches for the Pirates. That's our Dobbs Pirates defense.
Mike Matheny really moving and changing the lineup, trying to keep fresh bodies out there with the sweltering heat.
Bunt attempt is foul by Matt Carpenter, the only left-hander in the lineup against the lefty Bedard. Schumacher, Jay, and Descalzo getting the afternoon off, as is Carlos Beltran, Cardinal right fielder. Oh, 0-2 on Carpenter. And your point, Al, about players getting the off day, I know for some fans that's frustrating. They come to the game to see Carlos Beltran play, and he's not in there, and you really want him to play every day, and certainly the days that you come to the ballpark. But Mike Matheny has to find a way to get rest for really all of his players.
And then if you want contributions from your bench players, you've got to play them every so often.
Henry can't hang on to that foul tip. Recall with 9 stolen bases on the season. Trying to figure out the move of this left-hander Bedard. Bedard really does not have a big leg kick when he comes to the plate. Really a slide step guy, which is trying to allow his catcher a little more opportunity to throw out runners. Very quick to the plate. Slow worker, but quick to the plate.
Into a good at bat by Carpenter.
Cardinals finished the month of June 13-14. Really just treading water.
Yeah, they really, other than April, 14-8, struggled since then. Just out for a Sunday stroll. Almost acts as if he's a position player pitching. You know, his pace is so slow, and
Becoming a good at-bat for Matt Carpenter as he's making Bedard work. And the pitch count, you've already mentioned in his last outing against the Cardinals, was a bit of a problem for him.
It was over 100 pitches through 5 innings, and he did have those 11 strikeouts, but he can only go 5 innings because of the strikeouts. They adds up that pitch count a lot quicker. If he can turn on a fastball.
Carpenter strikes out. And a congratulations to the Cardinal family All-Stars. Rafael Furcal and Carlos Beltran both voted in by the fans. Yadier Molina and Lance Lynn also headed to Kansas City.
Pirates got a couple All-Stars. Joel Hanrahan, their outstanding closer. And as we assume, Andrew McCutchen having a great year. Not playing today. He's patrolling the outfield also.
All-Star game is July 10th on Fox. And there's a look at Andrew McCutchen, not in the lineup here today. And
down at that injured left wrist. About Lance Lynn making it on the players' vote.
Very well deserved. Matt Holliday having a very good season offensively, and a bit disappointing that he's not going to the All-Star game. Look at some of the other outfielders chosen.
It's hard to argue.
Numbers just as good.
Yeah, I mean, but Carlos Beltran will be there. Melky Cabrera is having a great season for the Giants. Ryan Braun, we mentioned McCutchen and Carlos Gonzalez. See Cargo tomorrow. Colorado comes in town.
One and two to Holliday.
Cubs are in a rain delay. And that sound good. St. Louis would love to have some of that rain, wouldn't they? Just think, Ricky, we're still in the first inning. Just having a good old time with this pace.
It does take a lot of time between pitches. The 2-2. The other outfielders chosen in the National League to go along with Beltran, Cabrera, and Kemp, who were selected. Ryan Braun, Jay Bruce, Carlos Gonzalez, Andrew McCutchen, and Giancarlo Stanton. Can't really quibble with any of those choices. Holliday strikes out, caught looking, thought that pitch was low, and we'll let you see whether it was low or not.
Well, pretty good pitch right there. And that is career strikeout number 1,000. Bedard just threw that ball in. That will be. They will certify that ball. And it'll end up eventually on his mantle or trophy case.
Former 15-game winner with the Baltimore Orioles. That came in 2006. And for a couple-year period, he was a highly sought left-handed pitcher. A lot of teams wanted him. Won 13 games in 2007 with the Orioles, and had an ERA of just 3.1. Alan Craig Line drive, foul. Craig continues to hammer Pirate pitching, a .386 career average against the Pirates. And the stat that you like to bring up, which I just think is very telling, 37 RBIs in 38 games for Craig.
Yeah, 23 career games against Pittsburgh. Craig is batting, you mentioned, the .386, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs, 9 doubles, third highest batting average against of any active player versus Pittsburgh. He's filling in where Albert left off.
Two-one count. Wonder if Furcal may think about running here. Pirates tried to steal in the top of the first, and it didn't work. Not going. Craig fouls it straight back, 2-2. McHenry has thrown out 4 out of 18 attempting to steal, 22%. How about now, Ralphie? Big lead. Not going. Ground ball to the right side. Walker has it. And the Cardinals are retired in the first. We're through 1. No score from St. Louis. Our Toyota keys to the game. We're going to look at Jake Westbrook's career against the Pirates. And that's as a Cardinal. 0-5 with an ERA of almost 6.
And very little run support, which contributes to the 0-5 record. This is a rematch of a game earlier between Bedard and Westbrook. I guess we don't have to tell you who won.
I guess we don't. Line drive to left. Base hit Walker.
Down and in, just inside out stroke, slicing it out to left field.
At least like Jake Westbrook working down in the zone. You'll take that, won't you?
No doubt about it. But Alvarez, only 2 hits in this series, but 8 RBIs.
Appears to be a player you just don't want to make a mistake to. You can get ahead of him, you can put him away. He has some holes. But he also has some ability. That ball not handled by Jake Westbrook. So what could have been a double play turns into an infield hit. Jake Westbrook is second in all of baseball with 25 assists as a pitcher. He's used to getting a lot of ground balls, just couldn't come up with that one.
Made a couple errors this season, but normally is a very good fielder and not hit particularly hard. Fields that cleanly. He turns it into a double play, but off his glove and no time to react. So 2 singles here for the Pirates to lead off the second.
Drew Sutton, very short major league career, but during that career batting .441 with runners in scoring position.
Claimed off of waivers last Sunday from Tampa Bay. Throwing bunt here. The Cardinals are hopeful to get the force out at third base, get the lead runner.
Freeze on the grass at third. Carpenter in at first. And Sutton was swinging there. So Clint Hurdle mixing it up.
Yeah, Nick Leyva looking in, see what Hurdle wants to do with Sutton. On first pitch, swinging away the second.
Once you get ahead in the count, you'd almost think that swinging away is what they're going to do from here on in. Once you get ahead, you think it's more of a hitter's count. No sense giving up and out. We'll see if that's what happens.
And you mentioned that he's hit well with runners in scoring position. Or at least pull the ball. Of course, Westbrook's hoping for the double play, if not the triple play.
Bit of an odd swing there by Sutton, almost as if he was trying to hit that ball to left field.
Yes. He allowed that ball to get deep on him.
The 2-2 from Westbrook. Slap foul.
Sutton mentioned that not a lot of history, but he is a .374 lifetime hitter with runners on base.
No score in the early going from Busch Stadium. Jake Westbrook hoping for his 7th victory of the season. He is at 91-90 lifetime. And as you mentioned, his first win against the Pirates, hopefully. Pirates looking for a sweep. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Sutton. That's 2 strikeouts for Jake. All-star team been announced earlier today. Cabrera, Kemp, and Beltran are the outfielders. Rafael Furcal, congratulations. He'll be the shortstop. Pablo Sandoval at third. And Buster Posey. I guess they were really working those votes in San Francisco. For the year that David Wright is having with the Mets, you think he would be the third baseman.
And Kuiper, I understand, were begging for Giant fans to vote for their players.
Looks like it worked. Clint Barmas, fly ball to center. Shane Robinson on the move, makes the play. Walker tags and heads to third. Jake Westbrook now 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning, and he will face Michael McHenry, who is working on a 6-game hitting streak.
It's a career high-tying 6-game hitting streak. 10 for 21, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, and 6 RBIs. 10 of his last 21 hits have gone for extra bases.
Quality pitch there from Jake. Molina blocks it at the plate in the dirt. 1-1.
4 straight Gold Gloves, 4 straight All-Star appearances for Yachty. Textbook.
Wonder where he learned that from.
Dave Ricketts.
Had it taught by Dave Ricketts, and he had it modeled by Mike Matheny.
Was Dave coach of the big leagues when you were here?
Sure was. Bullpen coach
Down
for
in
many
the bullpen,
years.
and same when I was playing. And boy, what a fun person. Had a way with sarcastic humor to get his point across.
Well said. Outstanding teacher of the game.
Oh yeah.
He wouldn't sugarcoat anything.
No,
Let's just put it that way.
But you know, but he did it in a way that, you know, you really did learn, and you weren't offended.
You might be scared, but you weren't offended.
Yeah, you had to have thick skin. But the bullpenners did a good job. Oh, my children took care of me today. And if you didn't, Daddy was mad.
2-2 the count to McHenry. Pirates are 9-1-1 in their last 11 series. And they are looking to sweep the Cardinals here in St. Louis for the first time since 1991. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Westbrook. That's his third. He looks sharp. The All-Star Game is coming up on Fox on July 10th, and the National League reserves as voted by the players, and that's a pretty good All-Star lineup, Al, right there. You look at those 8 players.
And nice to see Brian LaHare and Altuve. So there will be a representative from every ball club.
Manager's selections: Jay Bruce, Stanton, Ruiz, and Ian Desmond for the Nationals.
Tony's selection of position players, and then he had pitchers to select too.
The All-Star Game, July 10th on Fox.
And there's one more way we can get one more Cardinal, and he's at the plate right now. David is one of the players that you can vote on for the 34th spot. The competitors are Braves teammates Michael Bourne, Chipper Jones, David Freese, Bryce Harper, and Aaron Hill.
Well, if we can get San Francisco behind us, probably get a lot of votes for David Freese.
Might lose a few Texas Rangers fans.
Might be right about that.
Or they might say he deserves it for what he did to our team, the Rangers.
Freese hoping to start another hit streak that was stopped here yesterday. Fly ball to center. Presley has it, out number 1. You mentioned the National League pitchers. Let's take a look at them.
Kind of hard to argue with these guys too, right? Kershaw, Kimball, Chapman, Gonzalez, Strasburg, Cole Hamels, Papelbon, Miley, Dickey, Lynn, Hanrahan, Houston Street, and Matt Cain.
Every one of them deserving, but congratulations to our guy, Lance Lynn. Way to go.
And you would have to say the major league leader in wins, R.A. Dickey, should be the starter.
Should be. Yadier Molina has hit left-handed pitching very well this season. .311 average in total, but .388 against lefties. Yadi 0 for his last 8. And a long one to left.
13th home run, one away from tying his career high of 14 set a year ago. 45th RBI, and that's how you break that 0 for 8. That's what, 4 home runs in a week?
Not where he, and not where he wanted that 0-2 pitch.
Beltran on his Jersey Day Friday night got hit number 2,000, and today is the Yadier Molina Rawlings bat day, and he just made all the kids happy. He said, yep, that bat is that much more valuable. Hyundai with that replay. 430 feet on his 13th home run.
I'm going to check my schedule and see what the next promotion is. Seem to be timing those very well. Yachty named an all-star today.
Pretty
hits
good
a
day.
home run.
And that don't stop there. Get greedy. You know, the good hitters are that way. They get 2 hits the first 2 times up, and they go, I'm going to get 4 or 5. And if you're not a great hitter, you just you're so happy you got 2 hits, you don't think about pushing it. Hydrate. Nice goal.
I heard Pete Rose talk about that once.
Yeah.
One of the best hitters we've ever seen in this game. Of course, he had issues we don't need to get into, but Pete Rose said the difference between a 300 hitter and a 250 hitter is that one at bat a week that you don't give up on. One hit a week is the difference between 250 and 300.
Good way of looking at it.
Now that's hydrating.
You can hit 299 and you just doesn't have the same psychological feel or interpreted as a 300 hitter. Tail end of this order's kind of been struggling. David Freese 1 for 9 on the homestand. Yachty now 1 for 9. Shane Robinson 0 for his last 8. Tyler Green 0 for his last 3.
Robinson making his 25th start of the season. Really been the #1 pinch hitter off the bench for Mike Matheny.
It's a team with his 27 pinch hit at bats and 6 pinch hits.
Three and 2. Line drive to right, soft line drive to right, and a base hit for Robinson. Fox Sports Midwest is pleased to support the Matthews Dickey Jack Buck Celebrity Night with the Stars, Sunday, July 22nd. All proceeds support the club's efforts to revitalize the Field of Dreams at Bob Russell Park. For more information, go to MatthewsDickey.com. Matthews Dickey, St. Louis institution, as is Jack Buck. I'll be on hand for that night, July 22nd. We celebrate Jack, and we also will celebrate the wonderful work that Matthews Dickey does and has done for years for young people in St. Louis. Tyler Green at 227. Robinson, good speed at first. 1-0 count. Tyler Green swings and misses at a fairly high rate, so you wouldn't think a hit and run would be a good decision with him, but he does run very well. You don't worry about him hitting into a double play for the most part.
A bit surprising he's hit into 4.
That is.
Tyler's had some big games, just not enough of them. And good to see him in the lineup today. As was a little telling yesterday with Descalzo playing shortstop for Kyle having the day off.
You'd think that Mike Matheny, like most managers, would look at it as a series and say, okay, I've got play X number of games for Tyler Green in the series. I want to get him a start. Well, the best chance is to have him start against the lefty. And really wanted Descalzo to start 2 of those 3 times. So we'll put him at shortstop and let Furcal rest.
It's kind of catch-22 is Descalzo playing so well defensively, but is 0 for his last 15. A lot of times you don't want to sit a guy when they're struggling, you know, when they're not getting any hits. You don't want to compound her. It'll make them feel that, you know, they've lost any confidence in them.
The Robinson run here, 3-1, not going. Fouled at the plate.
That's right there. Good place for Lance Lynn right now.
I'll say.
Struggling the last 3 starts, and those 2 guys flanking you are going to do everything they can to help you get out of it.
And you know how happy both Wainwright and Chris Carpenter are for Lance Lynn being selected to the All-Star team. Full count. Ball 4. Green walks. Brings up a sacrifice situation for Jake Westbrook. And Clint Hurdle watching his left-hander working slowly and then more slowly.
Well, check out the Jake Westbrook tweet, because I want to know whether he thinks bunting is hard or easy.
He's not on Twitter that I know, Al, so tweet it or not, we just want to be able to accomplish it. Ray Search is out to slow down Bedard a bit.
Oh yeah, you know, I mean, just hey, kid, you're working too fast.
Want to be here in person next time your Cardinals take the field? Just head to StubHub. It's easy to find the seats that you want to see the Cardinals in action all season long. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Now, what could they talk that long about? The Pirates, not the fans.
No, I know the fans are talking about wanting to see a Cardinal victory here this afternoon. Pirates have been very unfriendly guests here the last 2 days. 19 hits on Friday. And 7 runs here in game 2. Westbrook showing bunt. Taking high and away. We were talking yesterday about whether bunting is easy or not. We disagree. I think it's hard. You think it's easy. But if you're Eric Bedard, what are you trying to do to Jake Westbrook?
He's going to try and throw it up and get him to pop it up. The lower the ball is, the easier it is to hit down on it. You have to, because you square around, you got your knees flexed, and if the ball is up, then you've got to bring your bat up, and it's that much more difficult to hit down on the ball.
Bunt defense is flashed by the third baseman, Alvarez. He gets that sign from the dugout. There's a bunt, and it's a beauty. Bedard has it. Throws out Westbrook. Nice job, Jake. Bunting sure does look easy.
It is easy. Fifth sacrifice for Westbrook this year, 19th in his career. Deadens it perfectly. They're far enough out on the grass that the only play they have is to first base. Move both runners into scoring position. That's how you win ball games too. Help your own cause when you're fielding, but you're at the plate. It does help to have your eyes open. You see how he had the barrel a little bit higher so he could hit down on the ball. Just let the ball come to you and catch it with a bat.
RBI situation for Furcal. He grounds it to the left side. Tough play for Alvarez. He's got it. And he throws out the Cardinals shortstop. So the Cardinals threaten for some more here in the second. But Yadier Molina makes it 1-0 with this one swing of the bat. He hit a long one. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by MyKiaSt.Louis.com. And right now at Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. Early lead for St. Louis. Everybody trying to keep cool. Temperatures close to 100 here at Busch Stadium.
Ricky, the Cardinals just broke a long-time rule. What happens in the clubhouse stays in the clubhouse.
I have heard that rule.
But they just showed, our viewers are at the commercial break. They show on the video board here Mike Matheny addressing his ball club and announcing the Cardinals All-Stars. Really very nice moment.
Sure was. And the fans very involved in that little video here inside the ballpark. And again, congratulations to Furcal, Beltran, Molina, and Lance Lynn. Another strikeout for Jake Westbrook. That's 4.
Now, hitting is very difficult, especially if you're Eric Bedard. Very good pitch right there, down and away.
Really, you look at all the Pirates starters, their batting average, they're all struggling with the bat. And you think of the old Pirates, and that was a different story.
Ooh.
Don Robinson.
Don Robinson.
Afraid to pitch to those guys.
Not only do they swing the bat, but they could hurt you with a long ball, especially Donnie Robinson. And then you got Bob Walk. One time went to the plate. You know, sometimes guys do go to the plate forgetting their helmet, but rarely do you go to the plate and forget your bat.
Well, if you're not going to use it.
And he didn't.
Broadcaster for the Pirates. Chance to check out what Walkie's up to quite a bit.
There he is. I played with Bob Walk. Told a story on me the other day and I forgot.
What's a worse name for a pitcher, Bob Walk or Homer Bailey?
Homer Bailey. But next best or next worst would be Walk. He got to the World Series very early in his career with Philadelphia.
Hard hit in the gap. It's down and to the wall. Presley rounded second and headed to third. May have a play there. He is safe at third with a triple.
And nice backup by Westbrook. Ball got over the head of Freese and Westbrook was in perfect position to stop it. Boy, that's, you don't see too many triples into left center.
One of the things about the outfielders playing shallow for somebody that doesn't have power is the ball can sneak into the gap a little easier. And I think that's what happened there. Ball goes between Holiday and Shane Robinson.
And that's the argument of playing deep so you can cut off those balls in the gap. If you're Jim Edmonds, you argue with it and say, I'm going to play shallow because I'll take away so many hits that are in front of me and I still have the ability to go back on a ball and I'll get everything that stays in the ballpark.
Jose Tabata. Cardinals move in on the infield. I would say that whatever Jim Edmonds says about the way to play the outfield properly, I'm just going to go along with that.
Dave McKay, who set the outfield defense for so many years under Tony La Russa, you know, wanted the guys to play deep so they could cut the ball off. Jim was an exceptional center fielder and great fielder, so like you said, do what you want to do, and he took away a lot of hits in front of him.
Presley, the runner at third. Pirates hoping to tie it up here in the third. Here's the Cardinals defense. Back a bit at first is Carpenter. Middle infielders looking to come home. 2-1.
Tabata has hit Westbrook and the Cardinal pitching staff very well this year. 342 lifetime average against the Cardinals.
Ground ball to second. Presley has to stay. Cardinals defend it perfectly. Tyler Green in on the grass keeps Presley at third.
That's one thing that they said, that Tabata and Presley have both struggled with runners in scoring position. Not going on contact.
Strike one to Garrett Jones. He struck out to end the first. Nice to see when the defense works to perfection the way that just did, with the Cardinals playing in.
Sometimes it's going to work, sometimes it works against you, but when it does work, it looks great.
Westbrook trying to strand Presley at third. He had a one-out triple. The 2-1 from Jake. Just a bit outside. Our home plate umpire is Jim Wolf here this afternoon. The players year after year talk about him being one of the best, if not the best, umpire in all of baseball. Darrell Cousins is the crew chief. He's at first. Ron Culpa and DJ Rayburn, the rest of the crew. There's the Cardinals defense and our umpires. The 3-1. Grounded foul.
Dry heat right now, and you really don't see the pitchers really perspiring as much as you would think.
It feels a little bit more like Phoenix than it does St. Louis.
Yes. Oh, don't worry about it. It's dry heat. You know, it's only 115.
That's what they say. The 3-2 is hit deep to right. On the move is Craig, and he makes the play. Nice play. Alan Craig in right. On the run, takes a hit away from Garrett Jones. Normally a ground ball pitcher, Craig handles the long fly ball. Calling all pom, cheer, and dance teams. The Cardinals have a special program where your squad can perform at Busch Stadium prior to a Cardinals game and receive discounted tickets. For more info, call Cardinals Group Sales at 314-345-9500. Fastball, strike one to Matt Carpenter, who has started at 4 different positions for Mike Matheny. Dealt with an oblique strain early in the season. Spent some time on the disabled list, but he's been a good at bat for most of the year.
Maturity of Matt Carpenter is he went into spring training realizing that if he was going to make this team, he had to do a couple things. Show more versatility and also learn how to drive the ball.
With all the time he's missed, it's a little strange to say, but you look at all the rookie averages in the National League, he's up there among the leaders. 6th in RBIs with his 21.
He's done most of that damage here at Busch. 13 of those 21 RBIs and a 345 average at home. That's one of the biggest surprises to me is the Cardinals, one game under 500, playing at home in this unbelievable atmosphere.
Right.
Everybody, visiting players, they all just remark how much fun it is to play in front of very enthusiastic crowds.
More reason for enthusiasm. Ground ball base hit for Matt Carpenter.
2010 minor league player of the year. He has developed. Missing location, was supposed to be away, leaves it in the middle of the plate, pulls it right beyond the dive of Garrett Jones.
Bedard on pace for another 100 pitch 5-inning performance if it keeps going like this, over 20 pitches an inning, facing Holiday, who hit 363 in the month of June. Very deep in the outfield are the Pirates. Ground ball to the right side, right off the end of the bat. Advances Carpenter to second. Holiday is retired. 99 degrees here at Busch Stadium. 30% humidity, partly cloudy. Generally hot all series long, and we expect some more of that down the road. The Cardinals on a 10-game homestand going into the All-Star break.
Well, it just seemed like just a perfect time coming off the 6-3 road trip. You have the 10 games at home just to really just have a nice little homestand and put yourself, you know, in a comfortable position. And then, you know, really to be kind of expected that the first games after the All-Star are a showdown for first place in Cincinnati. But you got to start winning.
RBI opportunity for Alan Craig, hoping to add to the Cardinals' lead.
Obviously the best start of the three by a Cardinal starter.
One thing that we had been expecting and talking quite a bit about was once the rotation got straight, and for the most part the Cardinals rotation's been good the last couple of weeks, then there would be this lag effect where the bullpen would get sharper, and we haven't quite seen that yet, although Mike Matheny has to be happy about what he's seen in innings 8 and 9.
That's why with all the bullpen problems, it's
line drive to center, and it's deep. Back goes Presley, and he runs out a room home run. Alan Craig, his 11th of the season. RBIs 38 and 39.
Well, playing in his 39th game, no doubt he's got 39 RBIs. And that is go from a 1-0 lead to a 3-0 lead. Both runs, or all three runs, are scored on the 2 home runs by the Cardinals. Breaking ball towards the end of the bat, but yet he could drive it out there into right center. 428 on his home run.
Incredible power of Alan Craig. A breaking ball in the dirt almost. And he hits it to right center field, 428 feet. Broken bat, base hit. David Freese.
Bat for a hit right off the end of the bat, so it'll shatter.
Of course you'll make that trade. Players don't have to buy their bats.
Yeah. Which they do in the minor leagues.
Broken bat being stored as well.
Dedicated. Game used.
Game used broken bat.
You can buy it. And the best thing for it is kindling. And on a day like today, I don't think people are thinking about fires in their fireplaces.
You'd really have to be thinking ahead with that. Chance of Yachty starting. Ball's popped foul. And how about that catch?
Just watching him, Gary Jones, go back on that ball. You didn't think he had any shot, but he makes a very nice play. At times that's a much easier angle for your second baseman, but he's kind of fighting it over the shoulder, reaches out and pulls it in.
Wide receiver doing a post pattern. Battling the sun.
All these kids getting ready for two-a-days.
Shane Robinson trying to bunt his way on and not sure about that decision. 2 outs, runner at first base.
Like I said, he's bunting for a base hit, seeing Alvarez, the third baseman, playing back, but swing away. Barrett Browning, the new lefty, pitched very well yesterday. Major League debut. Were teammates at Florida State.
One and two to count to Robinson. He had a base hit in the second. Soft liner to center, and it's played by Presley. Cardinals with 2 more. Home run, Alan Craig. Yadier Molina and Alan Craig have done it both offensively and defensively.
Got a runner at third base, and he's blocking these balls. And then he turns around and hits the home run. That was in the second inning. It was number 13 for Yadier Molina, number 11 for Alan Craig. Something else about Craig, not only 39 games, 39 RBIs, but 11 home runs in 39 games.
About a 50 a year pace if you play every day.
They're trying to keep him in there every day.
Neil Walker leads it off for the Pirates in the 4th. Cardinals enjoying a 3-0 lead. Hoping to avoid the sweep here this afternoon. and hoping to pick up a game on the Pirates, who are second in the Central, a game behind Cincinnati. The Cardinals are 3.5 games out. Base hit to center for Walker. That's his second hit. We looked at Yadier Molina and what he's done. How about Alan Craig?
Here's his home run to right center, a 2-run shot. And he kept them off the glove with a very nice play out into right. Runner at third base and into the corner, reaching up.
Fly ball to left. Holiday, no problem. Alan Craig has developed into a good defensive outfielder. Trying to find his right position, but that was a good break that he had on that ball early in this game that saved a run for Jake Westbrook.
That's not easy, you know, bouncing all around the place, left, first base, right field.
Fly ball to right. Craig in the corner, and he drops it. Runs into the wall, and that's going to be a double for Drew Sutton. Very good attempt by Alan Craig up against the wall. And it looked as if the wall may have knocked that ball out of the glove of Alan Craig.
It's like he jumps there and he had another step. If he realized he had another step, he could have gotten closer there. But he reaches up there and then kind of bangs into the wall, into the body, and down he goes. But and that wall kind of jettisons out a little bit further. And if he had one more, could have taken one more step, I think he makes that play. Would have been very difficult, and you can't argue with the effort.
Think about the experience he's had running into walls.
Yeah, you always get, you almost want to say, all right, stop now, play it off to Karam, because you don't want to see him get hurt. Well, here's another pressure inning for Jake Westbrook. You get out of this inning, but you still, it takes a really big toll. He's been in second and third and just one out.
Stranded runners in the second inning, and he stranded Presley in the third. Pirates have left 3. Walker's the runner at third, Sutton at second with 1 out. Top of the 4th. There's Walker. There's Sutton. Cardinals playing back this time, conceding the run. Good breaking ball, catches the inside corner, and Barmes can't pull the trigger. So the difference here, the Cardinals with a 3-0 lead is the reason why the infield's back, as opposed to the 1-0 lead when they played the infield in.
And we agree with this strategy. Play that infield in, and you're almost inviting trouble.
For call creeping a bit on that last delivery, trying to have it both ways. Right. Took about 3 steps in as the ball was delivered to Barmes. All starting back now. Here he comes. Fly ball to center, shallow center. In comes Robinson. He can't get it, and it's going to drop in front of him for a base hit, and an RBI for Clint Barmes right off the end of the bat. One thing Robinson does do is he dekes the runner at second base by acting as if he's going to be able to make this play.
right off the end of the bat. So he's showing like that, the glove, like he's trying to tell the runner, I'm going to make the catch. Freeze him, so the runner at second just doesn't put his head down and run blindly.
Michael McHenry, 6-game hitting streak at the plate, and he crushes this ball to left center field. This ball is deep, and this ball is gone. 3-run home run for Michael McHenry, and it's 4-3 Pittsburgh.
Nine straight games that they've hit home runs in, doing a lot of damage with home runs on the road. They lead the National League in road home runs. And see McHenry, boy, he just little fire plug, and he just kind of gets that elevated swing and just this time connected on it and hit that one a long way.
And it's something the Pirates have done this entire series, put crooked numbers on the board. They did it in game 1. 5 times they scored more than 1 run on their way to 14 runs. And in game 2, the grand slam in the first inning, another 2-run 5th for them. They added 1 in the 9th for 7 yesterday, and here already a 4-run 4th for Pittsburgh. So new life for Eric Bedard.
8th home run that Jake Westbrook has allowed this year. They really cut that down.
Bedard gets about halfway to first. He's out. Hey, Cardinal fans, you have the final say. Vote for David Freese as the final National League All-Star. Go to Cardinals.com, cast your 2012 All-Star Game final vote, and send David Freese to the All-Star Game in Kansas City. Voting ends on July 5th at 3 p.m. Be nice to see David at the All-Star Game. Alex Presley bounced out and tripled. Pirates with a 4-run top of the 4th inning. 8 hits already.
Yeah, I know, just 4 hits this inning. Eight innings, scoring 2 runs or more. Just had one run inning. Stat that I like, you know, you're scoring in 4 innings or more in a game, you got a real good chance of winning it. But like you said the other day, they had 5 innings where they scored, and all 5 of them were multi-run innings.
Hard to overcome that.
Yeah, really hard. Just keep on coming at you.
Westbrook trying to beat the Pirates for the first time in his career. And that breaks a string for Jake Westbrook, who had had 4 straight quality starts. Quality start as defined by 6 or more innings, 3 or less runs. Not our favorite stat, but
No.
it has some meaning. Means you're giving your team a chance to win.
That's the way we always thought of it, but we were reading in Kansas City, and they were saying 6 runs or 6 innings with less than 3 earned runs. I'd never heard it described that way.
Makes me think of the start that Zambrano, Carlos Zambrano, had against the Cardinals on the recent road trip where.
Got 5 runs, but they're all unearned.
Exactly. Pirates are done in the 4th, but they came to hit in the 4th. The All-Star Game will be held July 10th on Fox, and the American League All-Star starters are final. 3 Texas Rangers, 3 Yankees, Batista, Fielder, and Ortiz rounding out the American League All-Star starters. We need one of those fans, Al.
Got plenty of fans.
I mean the portable ones. Nice day to have one at the ballpark. Oh, and 1 to Tyler Green. We should do
the battery would run out.
Right. We should do a bit of a public service announcement here. There were a number of fans at the ballpark, had some heat exhaustion issues here over the weekend, so we would just remind everybody to make sure you hydrate here at the ballpark and wherever you are. Drink a lot of water. Come out and enjoy Cardinal baseball for sure. Just be prepared, that's all. Tyler Green walked his first plate appearance. Bedard working slowly. Fouled off at the plate. McHenry can't hang on.
What was your first clue that he worked slowly?
The 2-2. Out number 1 for St. Louis here in the 4th inning. Bedard, a little life put back into him with a 4-run top of the 4th inning. Michael McHenry is catcher, the big hit. Westbrook sacrificed his first plate appearance. Swung the bat decently this year, hitting 167.
1 career home run, and it was a grand slam hit last year, Milwaukee. Get the ball up in the air, you never know today.
Strikeout of Westbrook. 3rd of the afternoon for Bedard.
And a bat giveaway today. Young man is pretty happy with that giveaway.
Two outs in the Cardinals' 4th for Rafael Furcal.
Some places they give away those bats as you leave.
Some places need to do that.
Yeah, some places need to do it. I happened to be on deck on a ball giveaway day. And it was about the 8th inning, bottom of the 8th inning. I'm on deck, and I want to say it was Jose Cruz hit a home run to give us a lead late in the ball game, and all of a sudden about 20,000 balls started raining down on Busch Stadium, which is really a no-no.
That'd be a little bit more dangerous than the seat cushion night.
Oh yes, it was very dangerous, and people just don't think. You know, one guy throws it and it looks, oh, that looks cool. Then, but all of a sudden, when you got outfielders are looking towards the infield and middle of the game, and balls are start raining down on people, it got a little scary.
The 1-2 to Furcal. Low and away, 2-2. Furcal's 1 for 2.
And we were out in L.A. Similar situation happened like that, and the Cardinals won the protest. Couldn't get the fans to stop throwing things on the field, and became a dangerous situation. And after several announcements, it continued, and Cardinals win.
Furcal swings and misses. Another strikeout for Bedard. July 10th, the All-Star Game on Fox. We'll take a look at the American League reserves as voted by the players. Jones, Wieters, Dunn, Cabrera, Canerco. Also very good seasons, each one of them. As well as a couple of Angels, Kinsler and Cabrera. And the manager has chosen Billy Butler, Mauer, and Elvin Andrews. Jake Westbrook out for the 5th. Long fly ball to right, and Craig has this. He has been very busy out there in right field.
Another ball that just really carried. They gave up 4 hits last inning, and all 4 of their runs. Better get back to throwing your sinker.
Outfielder doesn't expect much action when Jake Westbrook is on the mound. Pirates have been trying to elevate. They've hit home runs at a big clip of late. You mentioned 9 straight games. They've now homered with McHenry's home run in the 4th inning. And most home runs on the road in the National League. Jones homered on Friday. 0-2 the count. Good news in the Cardinal organization. At the AA and AAA level yesterday, they had a couple of huge wins. Memphis won their game 20-6.
I saw that, and Ryan Jackson had a big game in that one.
Adrian Chambers was 5 for 6.
Yeah, it was his best game since being sent down.
They did that against the Oklahoma City Club, which is a affiliate of the Astros. They won 20-6, and they didn't score in the first 4 innings. All that came at the end. Strikeout of Jones, second time that Westbrook has fanned him. Been giving you all the All-Stars from both the National League and the American League. Here's a look at the American League All-Star pitchers. Chris Perez, a former Cardinal, on that list.
Investment the Angels made in C.J. Wilson paid off as he's an all-star. 2 kids, Trumbo and Trout, the Angels.
Rangers well represented, as they should be. Matt Harrison, Cardinals saw him, left-handed pitcher. Joe Nathan. Elvis Andrews, Adrian Beltre, the starter. Napoli behind the plate. Green throws out Walker. Carpenter, Holiday, and Craig for the Cardinals in the bottom of the 5th. On Sunday, July 8th, kids ages 15 and younger entering with a ticket will receive a Cardinals t-shirt, compliments of Ice Mountain. A great new t-shirt to wear to Cardinals games all season long. Get your tickets today at Cardinals.com. Open stance of Matt Carpenter. Swings through a high fastball from Bedard. How cool is that? Getting a treat at the ball game.
Wait till you become a grandpa.
Right here, it's pretty cool.
Oh boy. Good. You would have known being a grandparent is so much fun, you would have had them first.
I'm trying to figure out how that would be possible, but
well, sometimes when you have kids, you wish you wish it would be possible, but they're special. You can spoil them, send them home.
someone being spoiled here at the ballpark today. 1-2 to Matt. Jose Oquendo not here at the ballpark again today. You understand he has had an illness over the weekend. Chris Maloney, third base coach for this series. That ball hit Carpenter. He's going to go down towards John Mabry, who has been filling in as the first base coach. Base runner for the Cardinals. There's Mabes.
Mabes and Chris Carpenter almost have similar type builds. Neither one of them wear batting gloves. Matt Carpenter. And John Mabry is the assistant hitting coach, and he has worked very, very well with Mark McGwire, and they both had a big impact on Matt Carpenter, getting him to drive the ball.
I like the way the Cardinals coaches get along in the hitting department. You have to have respect for Mark McGwire. Still has to be kind of the final say guy. And of course, when you talk to Mark about individual hitters, he's very careful to say, look, you don't want to overcoach him, and I'm not just slamming him every day with things. But you also have other guys on the staff. Mike Aldretti's been a hitting coach. John Mabry's his assistant. Mike Matheny, of course, a big league hitter. So everybody kind of has their own thoughts, even Jose Oquendo. So you got to make sure it all flows through in one direction. It's all the same thing, and it has to be delivered in the right way.
And each pupil is a little different. Sometimes you got to wait for them to come to you and say, okay, now I need your help. You're right. You know, you just want to get them muscle memory to where you don't have to think about it. Just let your body react.
Asked Mark McGwire if he has any special instructions for players as to how to beat the shift that we're seeing this year. He thought about it a long time and he said, you know, there certain guys mention it too, but I'm really staying away from that with most of the hitters. I just want them to worry about what they're doing and not think about how people are defending them. And I thought that was showed some great wisdom.
You just do what you can do best, and just, you know, put the balls in play, try and hit them hard, do that. You don't worry about the defense. You worry about the defense. There's one more thing to cloud your, you know, your memory bank. Matt Holliday had the slow start, then hit 340 in May, hit better in June, and then he starts really heating it up as the weather gets warmer. He's got to love this weather.
The 2-2. Grounded foul past Maloney. Ball has certainly been carrying here during the homestand.
Kids brought their gloves and put it to good use.
Didn't even put down the popcorn.
Yeah, put down, sitting in that front row, reached over and caught that foul ball.
Line drive into the corner, and it is down and up against the wall. Carpenter is going to score. Matt Holliday has tied this game in the 5th. RBI number 49 for Holliday.
It's his 14th RBI in his last 13 games, as he has been hitting just a shade under 500. That ball's bounced up there, and then really Drew Sutton had to go into the corner deep, and that's what allowed Carpenter to score from first base. The ball didn't bounce out to him. He had to go into the corner and retrieve it. Ray Surge, another visit.
Thought that ball might have a chance to bounce out, which would have been a bad break for the Cardinals.
And took a very good, favorable bounce for the Cardinals.
Action.
Resop. Chris Resop warming up.
June batting average leaders. Votto and McCutchen both dealing with injury issues today. Aaron Hill has been red hot. He hit for the cycle twice during the month of June, and Matt Holliday at 363. Those are your guys that are the potential player of the month for June.
Oh, it's nice to see candidates, you know, multiple candidates.
Alan Craig with a chance to give the Cardinals the lead back. They led early. Run in the second, 2 in the third. Pirates took the lead in the 4th with 4 runs on 4 hits against Westbrook. Now Holliday has the game tied back up again. He's the runner at second. Fly ball to left. Holliday is tagging up, and he's going to be able to advance to third. Alan Craig, long fly ball is a productive out.
Kind of get the feeling that he kind of knew the way the ball is carrying. You just tag up. It's either going to go out or it's going to be caught. But either way, I can advance.
Our carsoup.com email the booth question. This one is from John from Lawrenceville, Illinois. Which modern day player reached 2,000 hits the fastest?
We know this one, and we wish we'd see this guy a little bit more often.
We researched it for you, John. Got our crack staff working on that. We
Plays
appreciate
up
all
in
those
Seattle. Will
questions.
give you a hint. Ichiro. Remember when we played an exhibition game against Seattle and Lupinella was the manager, and Ichiro didn't do much in spring training, was very heralded coming from Japan, and Lupinella saying, hey, this guy, if he wants to hit home runs, he can hit home runs. You know, he just got a magic wand. And he told Lupinella, he said, I'm just setting up pitchers in spring training. You know, I'm just really not swinging the bat very well, just kind of, you know, getting my work in, but I'm just setting up hitters. And once the regular season started, he went on a tear. You know, every year he'd get 200 hits, and he was the fastest, correct?
Took him 1,402 games to get there. Beltran did it in 1,842 games. The 0-2 is low, and congratulations to Carlos Beltran. He's had a lot of milestones. The National League All-Star again, his 2,000th career hit. He's in that 300 club, stolen bases and home runs in his career.
His RBI double yesterday extended a team streak to 8 straight RBI days, and that double was career double number 400.
We might see him before this day is
and
through.
he's got one more milestone we'd like to see him reach today, and that is he's one home run away from 200 in his National League home run.
Infield in for Pittsburgh. David Freese at the plate. 2-2 the count. Bedard. Swing and a miss, and held on to by McHenry at the plate. Brings in Yadier Molina. What's on tap tomorrow? The Colorado Rockies come to St. Louis. Kyle Loesch will be looking for his 8th victory. Josh Outman looking for his first victory. Coverage begins at 6:30 on Fox Sports Midwest.
Potentially walk Yadier Molina, so Shane Robinson is going to have to.
Fans like this or not?
I don't think they like it.
Loud boos.
It does make a lot of sense if you're Pittsburgh. Make the lesser hitter.
And considering Molina is #1 in the National League with runners in scoring position at 390.
Kind of a no-brainer.
I would agree.
Shane Robinson could foil that strategy and also really pick up David Freese.
Robinson's 1 for 2. Chance to put the Cardinals on top here in the 5th. Holiday, the runner, at 3rd. Molina at 1st. Curveball misses. Next pitch for Bedard will be pitch number 100.
I haven't seen it for a while, and the last time we saw it, it backfired on the Cardinals. But spring training, one of Mike Matheny's big plays was start that runner at first base. They throw down, try to get in a rundown, and steal.
Line drive, base hit up the middle, Robinson. And the Cardinals take the lead.
Manager's strategy is only as good as the execution of the players. And Shane Robinson just foiled. And Ertle's going to do a double switch, but another key part of that game was, or inning, was the tag up on the Allen Craig fly ball to left. Get himself over to third base and then come home. Breaks the 4-4 tie when the RBI single by Robinson, his second hit of the game.
Cardinals have already scored 2 runs here in the 5th inning, threatening for more. Shane Robinson, the hero of the moment. Double switch for the Pirates. Josh Harrison enters the game. He'll bat 9th for the Pirates. He plays second base. Walker's out of the game, and in his spot is our Mid-America Chevy Dealers call to the bullpen, the right-hander Chris Resop.
Resop retired all 3 batters he faced in the 9th inning on Friday night. He's one of those guys very capable of going multiple innings. He had an ERA just under 3 last month. He's allowed just 1 run in his last 3 games, covering 5 innings. So Descalzo will pinch hit for Tyler Green. Tyler was 0 for 1 and a walk.
So the wheels are turning for both managers here in the 5th inning. Plenty of baseball ahead this afternoon. 5-4 St. Louis. Descalzo batting for Tyler Green. Descalzo did a nice job as a pinch hitter last year for St. Louis. He is 0 for 9 this year as a pinch hitter. He does have 1 RBI. And 0 for his last 15.
But had a few other guys that had 0-fers in this game and broke out of it.
That's right.
Be a good time for Daniel to do the same.
Outfield fairly deep for Descalzo. Molina, the runner at second. There's a line drive to center. Play is made by Presley. So a good at bat for Descalzo. A good inning for St. Louis. They pick up 2 and take the lead. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Ford, the official vehicles of the Cardinals. Ice cream sundae. He said he doesn't want one. Are you kidding me? I'll have it. That's all happening at the Ford Plaza. That young man sleeping through his ice cream. He'll get one later.
Old married couple. Jake Westbrook, new life. He allowed 4 hits. They all came, or 4 runs. They all came in the 4-hit 4th inning. Descalzo stays in the game, playing second.
Westbrook with 88 pitches through 5. And you might guess this to be his last inning.
He's falling behind the count 2-0, but you're hoping he could have a single-digit inning and maybe go out and pitch the 7th, but we'll see. A day like today, 6 innings probably just fine.
I was thinking that too, and we also have to project towards both these clubs' bullpens. 1-run game through 5.
And that's where the Pirates have a distinct advantage. Their bullpen. They got at least, I can think right off the top of my head, 3 guys that kind of classified as long men in their bullpen. And then when you get down to the 8th and 9th inning, they got lockdown relievers.
Jason Grilli having a nice season, as is Joel Hanrahan, the closer, who has 20 saves, an all-star, and he's 3rd in the National League with his 20 saves.
There's Hanrahan on the left.
Doesn't appear to be too nervous
No,
yet.
he's from Iowa. Ain't going to worry about it too much.
Leadoff walk to Alvarez. Now Drew Sutton. Strike on the corner. Good sinker at 89 from Westbrook.
Marte warming up for the Cardinals, and boy, you hate to see a leadoff walk.
Just his first walk of the afternoon.
Not the good time to do it. Team just got you a couple runs, give you the lead.
Mentioned yesterday, the Pirates 33-1 when they lead after 6 innings.
Do we really want to see what the Cardinals are?
Not bad, but not that good. Sutton, a bit of a late emergency hack, just trying to get the ball in play. Another strikeout for Westbrook. That's 6.
In the notes, it does not detail what the Cardinals are leading after 6. Leading after 7, they're 37-2.
It's a bunt attempt for a hit. Westbrook has it. Play at first. Close play, and he's safe at first. Bang bang play there. Carpenter tried to steal a bit of it by coming off the bag early. A bunt hit for Barmes.
Well placed. Not much Westbrook could have done. You know, reached down, barehanded it, got rid of it as quick as possible. Bang bang play at first base.
Good call.
Yeah. And that may be it, as Mike Matheny walking out, brisk, the quick pace. Marte ready and warm.
Not hard to get warm here this afternoon.
He's going to stick with him.
How about that?
I like it. You want this game? I'm going to give you a chance.
And here's where all of our viewers, everybody here at the ballpark, every player here becomes a manager and has their own opinion about what Mike Matheny should do right here. How do you feel about him leaving him in?
All I want him to do is dig down deep and make that good ground ball. Get out of the inning.
So you're in favor of it?
Yeah. Henry is really batting .247 and did hit the 3-run home run off of Westbrook, but he really has an uppercut swing. Get the ball on the ground, you'd like to think you can get your 2. I mentioned he was one of the speakers Christian Day yesterday and did a nice job, right?
Sure did. And the fans treated him well here.
Well, and how about the fans for stuck around?
Line drive to right. Craig has it. Well hit. Westbrook retires McHenry. Starting at 4:45 every Friday home game, 200 autographed line tickets will be distributed at the new Busch Bash gate located next to gate 5. Only fans with the line tickets will receive an autograph at Busch Bash. Lance Lynn will be signing on the 6th of July. All-Star Lance Lynn. Visit cardinals.com/promotions for more details. So more conversation on the mound, and we have been told that Rafael Furcal really likes to know what's going on defensively with the pitcher to see what the signs are, how you're going to work him, because he likes to cheat a little bit. He has good range, but some of that range comes from the anticipation of whether or not it's a slider, fastball, changeup.
Every now and then you'll get an infielder that caught moving the wrong way, but more times than not, that anticipation allows them to make great plays.
Josh Harrison.
It was part of the double switch when they brought in Resop. He's been hitting left-handed pitchers very well. He was 0 for 1 in this series, coming off the bench. That was Friday night.
Good slider from Westbrook.
Batting .228 and just .217 with runners in scoring position.
That's one of the parts of the decision for Mike Matheny, is how quality are the pitches that Jake Westbrook is throwing right now. That last pitch was pretty solid. 1-1. Westbrook steps off.
It's funny because you used to always talk about sinker ball pitchers were always had more life when they were tired, so you didn't really worry about, you know, when you get that pitch count at 102.
Check swing, didn't go, says Darryl Cousins.
Another slider there. Two balls, one strike. Fastball in. Fastball down and away, but fouls it off.
Pirates are trying to win their 5th straight without their all-star center fielder Andrew McCutchen, who is out with a wrist issue today. Pirates have not won 5 straight games since September of 2010.
2-2. Slider.
Ground ball to third. Freeze has it and throws out Harrison, who is hustling down the line. So Jake Westbrook rewards the manager and his decision. Welcome back to Busch Stadium. Cardinals and the Pirates. Bottom of the 6th inning. 5-4 St. Louis. Our AT&T trivia question. What 2 teams changed managers after winning the World Series in the previous season? What 2 teams have done that other than the Cardinals, who certainly have done it? The A's in 1973 and the Pirates in 1971.
Dick Williams with the A's and Danny Murtaugh. Murtaugh was getting up in age and had a bad heart. Bill Verdon took over.
6 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 runs, all earned. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 1 home run.
Westbrook's afternoon is through. Skip Schumacher pinch hits for him.
Boy, it seemed like Jake was every inning had guys in scoring position. Really had to gut his way through and just had the one bad inning.
Hoping to win his 7th game. .105 pitches for Westbrook on the afternoon. 64 of them strikes in his 6 innings of work. Gave up 9 hits. Ground ball to the right side. Harrison throws out Schumacher.
Jake Westbrook, the best start by a Cardinal starter this weekend. Zepchinski will come in. And maybe we can change his luck and change the Cardinals' luck in the 7th inning. Find that shutdown reliever for the 7th.
Pirates had 4 left-handers in their starting lineup, plus 2 switch hitters, all right-handers on their bench. So Zepchinski will be facing the top of the order in Presley, Tabata, and Jones. Really shows you how important your bullpen is and how important Zepchinski is to the fate of this team.
Last season, he was one of the big reasons why the bullpen was so effective in the second half, as he came in that big trade. Revamped the bullpen. Tom McClellan went from the rotation back to the bullpen as Jackson took his spot in the rotation, and Dotel and Zepchinski really solidified and helped out in the bullpen. Turned it into a Cardinal strength.
Fun attempt by Furcal. Off balance throw, and he is retired. How about that play?
13 errors for Alvarez at third base, but we've seen him make those type of plays this weekend.
His confidence just appears to be growing by the minute.
Comes in here, bare hands it, strong throw on the run. Furcal thinks he's got a base hit, running hard all the way, almost makes a perfect bunt, and yet gets thrown out. Very nice play.
Brings in Matt Carpenter. He scored twice. Singled in the 3rd, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. First time batting against a right-hander, Rysop. Hit on that right hand.
And yet that tape job looks almost more like a blister.
Sure does. Wonder if it scraped his skin, and maybe they have it bandaged.
Sure. Always worried when you get hit in the hand, you know, the small little bones.
Yadier Molina bat day here at the ballpark. He homered in the 2nd, first Cardinal run. Alan Craig a 2-run shot in the 3rd. Holiday and Robinson the other RBIs. Cardinals maintaining that slim lead here in the 6th. Right hand came off the bat on that swing.
Notice that. Get maybe a little pine tar. Rosenbeck.
Well, the tape is probably a little slippery.
Yeah.
I mean, hard to say that, but the outside of the tape that's up against the bat might make that swing difficult, so he takes it off. That's better. The 2-2. And it's a strike on the outside corner. Carpenter is retired. Fan voting will end on Thursday at 5 o'clock for the final position on the National League All-Star team. And these are the 5 guys you get to vote for. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but it's the second guy, David Freese. Fan voting will end on Thursday at 5 o'clock on MLB.com. The All-Star Game July 10th on Fox.
Well, I won't tell you who to vote for other than David Freese, the guy wearing the STL.
Michael Bourne, Bryce Harper, Aaron Hill, Chipper Jones.
There'd be really very competent second place finishers. They can all finish tied for second to David Freese. That's our Mid-America Chevy call to the bullpen. Zepchinski comes in, and he is due for a good outing.
He's going to bat in the second spot as Skip Schumacher has stayed in the game. He'll play right field. And Alan Craig has moved from right to first base. 37 games out of the bullpen. He leads the Cardinals in appearances. There's Craig at first.
See if Zepchinski can't get ahead in the count, and see if he can tighten up on that slider. It's a good start. Good fastball right down.
There's the get ahead part. Now you want the tight slider. Perhaps you'll get that right here. 0-1.
It's his bread and butter pitch, and it really has been betraying him this year. And like another fastball.
Base hit to left.
Set up inside. Ball up over the middle of the plate. Hits at the opposite field. Several Pirates have very good numbers against left-handed pitchers.
Cardinals just hoping to tie a 3-inning game. Well, you have to look at it as a reliever. 5-4 St. Louis. Pirates have out hit the Cardinals 10-8.
Marte and Boggs warming up. Base hit to the first batter that Zepchinski's faced. He's now retired. Just 21 of 38 first batters. That's a key statistic for a reliever, especially if you're coming in with men on base.
Abataz 1 for 3. Ground ball back to Zepchinski. To short for 1, on to first, double play. Just like that. 1 pitch, 2 outs.
That's a little bit of that good luck that you need there. Like Colin, Scouts are trying to get it together, but pitcher, you know who's covering at the bag. You throw it right over the bag, a little bit low, but Colin has that tremendously strong throwing arm and won it chest high. But he was able to complete the double play, and boy, that's a pick-me-up.
Good sinking action on that pitch from Zepchinski. Now facing the lefty, Garrett Jones.
I'm surprised. Where is Casey McGee? He's swinging on deck.
Fly ball to center. And it's dropped.
Wow. You can almost see him like almost stumbling right before it, but Shane Robinson just kicking himself, recognized as the best defensive outfielder in the organization, and just an easy play, and he drops it. And that'll knock Zepchinski out of this game. So
Garrett Jones had not had a hit against the left-hander, and he still doesn't in 24 plate appearances. The last one Came against Zebchinski last year. Matheny goes to the pen again. This July, don't miss the biggest event of the summer as baseball's greatest stars battle for home field advantage in the Fall Classic. The road to the World Series begins with the 2012 MLB All-Star Game, Tuesday, July 10th at 6:30 on Fox. Mitchell Boggs is reliever number 2 for Mike Matheny here this afternoon. He has been very, very good. The ERA at just 2.12.
He's thrown 7 consecutive scoreless appearances. He ranks 5th in the National League with allowing only 10.5% inherited runners. Casey McGee will pinch hit here. He's been on a tear against left-handed pitching, so Cardinals should be in the dugout, but Shane Robinson was trying to make that play, just dropped it. Now Boggs has to pitch around the air.
McGee's been good as a pinch hitter. Takes strike 1.
He's gone 11 for 28, a 393 average off the bench. 6 of his last 14 at bats. 6 hits in the last 14 against left-handers, so another reason why you wanted to bring in the right-handed Boggs.
Slider misses. Potential tying run is at second base. That's in Garrett Jones. He reached on the 2-base error by Robinson. Robinson has the go-ahead hit so far. Base hit that happened in the 5th.
Schumacher very deep out and right.
Medium fly ball to center field. Robinson squeezes that one. Pirates are retired here in the 7th thanks to Mitchell Boggs. Time to stretch. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. 5-4 Redbirds. We have completed our 7th inning stretch. And the new Pirate pitcher is the right-hander, Juan Cruz.
Juan has been around quite a while. Opponents are batting .304 against him. He has been scored upon twice in his last 9 games, and 4 of his last 5 runs have all come off of home runs. Got off to a good start. 11 scoreless innings in his first 12 games. 0 ERA in April, 2.61 in May, almost 6 last month. And one of the hottest hitters right now is the first man he'll face. That is 26 for his last 53. 2 home runs and 14 RBIs his last 13 games.
Pirates are his 7th big league team. Hard to imagine he was a non-roster invite. Last year with Tampa Bay, pitched in 56 games, was 5-0 and had an ERA under 4.
And he's 6-1 since last season with the Pirates. Matt Holliday, 491 with that 26 for 53. This year he's hit 382 against Pirates and 313 here at Busch.
Holliday, Cruz, and Freese in the Cardinals' 7th. Looking to extend their lead. Ground ball to the left side. It's going to be a tough play. And the ball rolls foul. Bad break for Matt Holliday.
It kind of hit the edge of the grass and that just kicked it into foul territory. So Alvarez did the best thing he could. Hit right there on the edge and then just threw it foul, and it's going to be another real test for him. And really the only play he had was to let it go.
37,821 Cardinal fans on hand here this afternoon at Busch Stadium.
I think the last 2 days we would definitely have over 45,000 like we did Friday night. But I think some people kind of feared the heat and a day game. And what a tribute to the fans that have stuck around.
Cardinals hoping to reward them with a victory here this afternoon. Fastball misses. Count evens at 2.
And Hurdle was very gracious in describing the Cardinal fans, how well they behave and how truly knowledgeable. Said from the moment you walk out of the hotel was an autograph seeker or just somebody wishing you well. They all clad in red, but they're saying, you know, good luck, do this, do that. And it's always been a selling point.
Like the way he said they're fans, but they're not fanatics.
Right.
That was a good way of putting it. Clint was on our pregame show with Mike Shannon. Enjoyed that visit. Matt Holliday, a leadoff walk. This is his 40th walk of the season. Alan Craig, a big hit in this game. 2-run shot in the 3rd. Also appreciated in our open for our telecast, the feature done by our good friend Jay Randolph about the 40th anniversary of the death of Roberto Clemente, that piece, and how much that has been a part of Carlos Beltran's life and his development. I thought that was very well done as well.
I never get tired of hearing the distinct voice of Mr. Randolph.
Beltran still one of those bullets that Mike Matheny has at his disposal here this afternoon. High strike. 1-1. Cincinnati underway at San Francisco. They're in the bottom of the 2nd, no score. Good swing by Craig, fouls it straight back.
Alan Craig just really has made a lot of pitchers pay. As go back to 3 years ago, Mark McGuire's first year as a hitting coach, and he just raved about 2 young hitters. Couldn't wait to see them develop. Named Freeze and Craig.
We know the names now. Just as we will know the name Colton Wong at some point. Perhaps James Ramsey, who we met earlier this week, the Cardinals' first-round draft choice.
Oscar Taveras is the MVP in the Texas League All-Star game. He and Wong will both be playing in the Futures game.
And And Matt Adams we've seen some of, and we like what we saw. He'll be a fixture at some point. Full count to Craig. Holiday the runner at first. There he goes. That is a long foul ball. You don't expect to get a foul ball when you're sitting in that particular seat.
Not quite Mike Laga.
Right. I was surprised it was the guy that picked that ball up outside the stadium.
Yeah, Mike Laga, the only player to hit a home run completely out of Old Busch Stadium.
My understanding is Mike Shannon has that ball up at his restaurant. So whoever got that ball must have given it to Mike.
Or back then they didn't authenticate things, so you've no way of really proving it.
So you're saying Mike just put a ball up in his restaurant? Is that what you're saying?
I'm sure he was told it was the ball, but how do you prove it?
Well, that's a good
point. You're going to go pay big money for that ball and just assume that it was it? But Mike Laga hit one completely out of Old Busch Stadium. It was a left-handed power hitter and hit it right over the Cardinal dugout and over and out of the stadium.
Strike on the outside corner. Holiday not running on that particular pitch, and it was a good thing.
Long day for Jim Wolf back there, and yeah, he caught a lot of the plate. Not more than what Alan Craig thought.
Wolf's done a nice job. Known as one of the best balls and strikes umpires in baseball.
And you just hope under the heat today, he's just seeing one baseball.
David Freese is 1 for 3. Broken bat hit in the third. Good curveball from Cruz. So as you think forward in the Cardinal bullpen, Mitchell Boggs got the last out in the 7th. You've got Boggs to go out again, and then of course you have Jason Mott. Where do you go from here if you're Mike Matheny?
Right there. Boggs in the 8th. Mott to finish it up in the 9th. And that's why, with all the problems the Cardinals have had with their bullpen, it's really not that bad in the sense that they feel very comfortable with lockdown 8th inning by Mitchell Boggs, and then the same with the save opportunity for Jason Mott. It's just really bridging the gap from starter to the 8th inning. It's been the problem.
Freese strikes out for the 2nd time. Now Yadier Molina. Yadi homered in the 2nd. Fly ball to center. Out number 3. On to the 8th. 5-4 St. Louis. 5-4 St. Louis through 7. It's time for our Bommarito Sports Update with Jim Hayes. Jim?
Rick, thanks. Kip Wells making his 2nd start for the Padres. Bottom 5 men on first. Wells will get Drew Pomeranz to ground into the inning-ending double play. 4 hits, no runs through 6 for Wells. Padres lead it 1-0. We send it back to Rick and Al. Guys?
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate that update on a former Cardinal. Carlos Beltran, National League All-Star starter. Still available on the bench for Mike Matheny today. Mitchell Boggs out for his first full inning of work. Retired Casey McGee to end the 7th. Now he has Alvarez, who has been, well, let's just say he's been rough on the Cardinals. 15 RBIs. How rough is that?
Just 44 on the season and 15 off the Cardinals. Had 3 hits in this series and 8 RBIs. Mitchell Boggs got the final out in the 7th inning. Mentioned his last time out was his 7th consecutive scoreless appearance. Pitching with a lot more confidence.
Ground ball up the middle on an 0-2 pitch. Base hit Alvarez. Pirates not done. Final vote for the American League All-Star team, and these are the 5 that you get to vote for. Interesting that Darvish was not selected. You'd think he would get some votes. Voting at MLB.com ends on Thursday at 5 o'clock. And a reminder, in case you've missed it, the All-Star game is July 10th on Fox.
Alvarez do something to his foot. Maybe a cramp is what, hot day like this, trying to shake it out, stretch it out.
Andrew McCutchen. Well, maybe he wants to become a pitcher. And what he's doing working on his mechanics?
Well, they all start talking to Juan Cruz. They're going to take him out of this ball game. Eric Fryer.
And as warm as it is, that little sprint, and he's ready. So we're just guessing on Alvarez, maybe a cramp in his foot. Leadoff base hit for him in the 8th inning. Fryer now the runner. And Sutton the batter.
Not sure you can quite say that Fryer really earned his promotion. He was selected Tuesday from Indianapolis, the pinch runner at first, where he hit 167.
Ground ball to left side, diving play by Freese, and he can't throw anybody out. Saves the double, but infield hit for Sutton, and Mitchell Boggs with some trouble here in the 8th.
Jason Mott warming up. Hopefully he didn't have to come in there. Great effort from David Freese, but really just couldn't do anything. And sometimes the best thing you do is put it in your pocket. Don't try and complicate things and make a miraculous throw and throw it away.
Clint Barmas. Bunting situation for him. Takes ball 1. Yachty looks to be calling to Alan Craig to charge harder. Part of the catcher's job is to police what goes on the infield. And they're going to want to be aggressive to try to get this lead runner, Fryer, at third. Whether bunting is easy or hard is up for debate, but one of the guys that would be harder to bunt against is Mitchell Boggs with the movement that he has.
I will agree with that.
There we go. I knew we'd agree on something, Al. A couple more steps in is Alan Craig at first. Boggs is ready. The 1-1 in the dirt, gets away from Molina, but he runs it down quickly.
Talked about Mitchell Boggs falling behind, but you could talk about how you elevate the ball, and Fryer out there in no man's land. Elevate the ball and try and get the ball hit in the air so you can an easy pop up.
Bunt is back to Mitchell Boggs. He thinks about third, but gets the batter Barmes at first. He knew he had enough time to at least look because Barmes almost fell down at the plate, and he made the wise choice. Successful sacrifice.
Got to get one the way it turned out, and here you see that ball running in on him. Did get it up, but nice job to get the bunt down. He could have thrown to third base either way, and still they would have gotten the out at first base if you didn't get the. So he does check it, and then he goes to. You have to get one, goes to first.
Left-handed pitcher probably goes to third.
Sure. He's seeing that. So he feels that. He kind of sees with peripheral vision. He sees the ball to play at third base a lot easier than a right-hander. Not as ready if they want to go for the strikeouts. Those catch-22s, you got confidence in both Mason Mott and Boggs, but if you use both of them here and they tie up the game, then you're getting all of a sudden then you lose your two big weapons in the pen that you have the most confidence in.
For call backing up at shortstop. Now coming back in, and the slider is strike one. Important batter here, Michael McHenry, batting in the 8th. Potential tying run is at third. Potential go-ahead run at second base. McHenry hit a home run earlier. Mitchell Boggs. At times a strikeout pitcher. He needs one here. The 0-1 is popped up. Craig sees it and has it. Big pitch by Mitchell Boggs.
Once again, you really can't strike anybody out until you get 2 strikes. So what your mission is a pop-up. You get 2 strikes, then you go for the strikeout. So Mitchell Boggs gets his second big out. And we talked a little bit about Henry with that uppercut swing. And it works to the Cardinals' favor, and not happy with himself right there, not coming through. And now it looks like we will have a double switch and bring in Mott.
John Jay has a glove. He has just exited the Cardinal dugout. Quite a few changes here. Schumacher headed to the infield. We'll sort it all out and have it all for you. We know Mott's coming in. Our Schnucks difference maker is Mitchell Boggs. He retires Michael McHenry with this pitch. A big pitch in this game. He pops him up. So far, good job by the Cardinals bullpen. Now it's up to Jason Mott. A lot of changes for the Cardinals. Schumacher has moved from right to second base. Descalzo second to third. Jay's in center and Robinson's in right.
Mott picked up saves 15 and 16 in his last 2 appearances. He had 8 saves in June.
First pitch is fouled back. Interesting decision for Mike Matheny to go to Jason Mott here in the 8th inning. Mitchell Boggs had gotten that big out. A lot of factors both ways for him to determine whether or not you went to Boggs in the 8th or saved him for the 9th.
And it's all up to Jason Mott whether you agree or disagree with it. If he gets him out, still may not agree or disagree, but it would sure make life a lot easier.
Popped up. For call, can't see it. Here comes Jay. Good thing he saw it. Wow, that could have been trouble. For call, never saw the baseball. Mott does his job. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Bud Light Line. Summer is calling. And by the State of Missouri Tobacco Quit Line. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. St. Louis City skyline. 5-4 Cardinals. Surviving a scare in the top of the 8th inning. Good work out of the bullpen. Mitchell Boggs and Jason Mott. Cardinals hoping to add on here in the bottom of the 8th inning against the lefty reliever Tony Watson. A lot of changes for the Pirates.
Fryer stays in the game, play third base. Harrison moves from left field. Harrison moves from second to third. Sutton moves from left to second.
Both teams,
I think,
being very interchangeable here in the last couple of innings. You really have to have a few gloves with you, don't you? Outfield gloves different than an infield gloves.
Oh, you really do, Rick. And now with the norm of carrying 12 or 13 pitchers, you have short bench, so you have to have versatility.
Infielder's gloves a little shorter. Outfielder's glove has bigger webbing. First baseman's glove, of course, is different.
You know, got the H web.
Middle infielders will use smaller gloves than the third baseman would. Just more business for Rawlings. One out, the Cardinals 8th. We're hoping that things get serious here this afternoon, because if the Cardinals score 6, any size drink is just 50 cents all day tomorrow at your nearest On the Run at Mobile. This year 6 is a serious number. Just 50 cents On the Run at Mobile. Nice cool drink tomorrow. The Cardinals can get just one more. Bunt attempt off the foot of Descalzo.
While you're still in the batter's box.
Lineup crews, 1-8 pitch, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. 1-8 pitch, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts.
One more look at the Central Division. Cardinals 2.5 games behind Pittsburgh. Hoping to avoid a sweep here this afternoon. 3 outs away from doing so. San Francisco has scored in the bottom of the 3rd. They lead Cincinnati 1-0. Reds hitting in the 4th. Line drive, base hit, Descalzo. There you go.
Breaks the 0 for 16. If you be part of a winning game, you just feel so much better about yourself. And to get it off a left-hander, that's even all the better. Down and in, the hands inside the ball, and little line drive over shortstop. 9th hit for the Cardinals.
Watson in this game as the Cardinals have emptied their bench. All their lefties are in a row here. Scalzo with the hit. Schumacher at the plate. Then it'll be for Call and then John Jay. Now in center field. He's batting in the second spot. Pirates probably could have done more with their 12 hits. They
Yes.
stranded a few.
They've had runners in scoring position. They've only left 8 on. Cardinals 7 to this point, but it seemed like they had guys in scoring position every inning.
It's not only how many you leave on, but where they are when they're on.
That's right. I think Westbrook had a lot of stressful innings because stranded quite a few of those guys. The Pirates have only scored in 1 inning, their 4-run 4th inning.
Not a quality start by the numbers for Jake Westbrook, but not a bad start. You'd get through 6 innings and that 4-run 4th, and it is in line for the victory. Right, you bet.
Not only did he keep his team in the game and allow them a chance to win it, you know, he himself has a chance to win the game.
Only walked 1. Talked about the importance of his control, and he struck out 6. Schumacher waves at a slider. 1-2.
Ball 2 strikes, so he's ahead in the count. Slider would be hard to not throw it again, and that's what they call. Years ago, Skip really had a tough time facing left-handers. He's gotten better at it with more experience. And you just have to almost try to think up the middle, take this slider. Once the slider is going to probably down and away, so try to take it to the left.
Like that.
Front shoulder flying open is so important to avoid as a pitcher, and the same thing as a hitter. That's ball away.
Ground ball to left side. Harrison to second for 1. On to first. And it's a double play. Cardinals are retired in the 8th. On to the 9th. Up to Jason Mott to close it out. Missouri Lottery Cardinals Live coming up right after this game ends. And the Cardinals are hoping that it ends in 3 outs. Jason Mott back to the hill. They lead 5-4 over Pittsburgh. Pirates have won 4 straight games, 7 of their last 10. And Jason Mott trying to change that a bit. Mott retired Josh Harrison to end the 8th. And now he has the top of the order for the Pirates. Presley, Tabata, and Jones. And a reminder that Alvarez has been taken from this game. McCutchen is dealing with a wrist issue. So the Pirates trying to win this one without their 2 best.
And we don't know about the availability of McCutchen, if he could pinch hit That puts a little fear in Mike Matheny.
Presley's had a couple of hits. Pesky hitter. Ground ball, foul.
You definitely want to keep his speed off the base paths.
Scare for the Cardinals in the bottom of the last inning. Top of the last inning.
For Kyle, can't find it. John Jay tracked it, started screaming, and hauls it in.
That was with the go-ahead run at third base.
Second, third. On a ball like that, you know, they not only tie it, they probably take the lead. 2 outs, they're running. Hit high enough. That ball drops, and it's a 6-5 lead for Pirates.
Yeah, a long night for everybody. Ooh. 1-2 to Presley. Mott's ready. And it's strike 3 on the outside corner.
Hit a spot there, did he?
He did it with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Perfectly placed. One down in the Pirate ninth.
There's the all-star, and very deserving. Touching out of this game with a wrist injury.
Does not look as if he is available.
No. He was told that, you know, he was going to play today, and he goes, we'll see about that. But his manager went out. And you like that.
Ground ball to short. For call, backs up, then charges it. Throws out Tabata. Alan Craig is our Budweiser player of the game. Two-run home run came in the third.
Jones has 10 home runs, and do not want to make a mistake to him.
Strike one.
Only little blemish on Mott this year is he has allowed, I think, 4 home runs.
Looking for save number 17.
Two. About 5 home runs.
Swing and a miss. Mott strikes out Jones, and the Cardinals avoid the sweep here this afternoon by beating the Pirates 5-4. Good job, Jason Mott. Save number 17. Don't go away. The Missouri Lottery Cardinals Live postgame show is coming up next.
The Cardinals salvage the final game of this 3-game set. They beat the Pirates 5-4 this afternoon at Busch. The Mad Hungarian is making his way downstairs as we get things started on the postgame edition of Missouri Lottery Cardinals Live. Coming up on this sweltering weekend in St. Louis, the Redbirds looking to avoid the sweep at the hands of the Pirates. We'll tell you why they were able to do just that. Plus, Jake Westbrook looking to take his June success into July. Al breaks down his stuff, and we'll take you inside the Cards clubhouse for player reaction and mic'd up. Plus, which Redbirds are headed to the All-Star game? We had a leap second last night. I hope you used it wisely by watching Missouri Lottery Cardinals Live. It's coming up next.